Hello, welcome back. Stories have the magic to connect with our mind and soul, a thread that helps community understand the importance of coexistence and compassion. With this concept, I, StoryAunty Neena Girish, welcome you all to the finale of storytelling session, a collaborative series with Spectrum Awareness Project and Kathashtakam Global Storytellers. We have been conducting the storytelling session on the theme Safe Social Space for All. What is safe social space for you? If you have your thoughts on this, do share with us. And today I am happy to host Vrushali Barbare, the founder of Enlit Kids Pune, Kathashtakam Global Storytellers, who is a story coach, award-winning woman entrepreneur, a passionate storyteller, educationist. The list doesn't stop here. So it continues. So let's listen from Vrushali what safe social spaces for her. Welcome, Vrushali, and thank you so much for being part of this collaboration.
Thank you, Neena. I'm really grateful for this collaboration because Spectrum the Awareness Project has been with us since almost a year now, and we have been telling stories on the platform. All our Kathashtakam members have been telling stories on this platform. I feel stories are a very impactful tool when it comes to children, especially. Because through stories we can address so many topics, touch upon so many emotions, even for adults. So that is why we at Kathashtakam we are exploring storytelling as a tool. For safe spaces, stories especially are safe spaces. I know they create safe spaces to express ourselves, to express for the audience. It is a safe space for express their emotions, their thoughts. So basically, through stories, we create safe spaces for each other. Apart from that, we can find safe spaces in our people, in our family, in friends. Physically, your home, your society, your school. All these can be safe spaces for everybody, not only for children. Yes. So I think a safe space is where you can be yourself without fear of being judged, and you can flourish. So I think that's the only thing that comes to my mind when it comes to safe spaces.
So without any delay, let's begin. So let's listen to Vrushali and her story. So over to you.
This particular story is set in my childhood. It's a personal story, original story, true story. The name of the story is The Day When River Mula Changed. It was the 15th August, a day I remember not only because it was India's Independence Day, but because on that day I saw a different, terrifying side of our beloved river Mula. Mula, as you all know, is the lifeline of Pune. But to me as a child, it was much, much more than that. It was my escape from the small but bustling world I lived in. I was born and brought up in a Vada in Pune, a grand old heritage structure with multiple families living together, like a one big extended family. Our Vada was always alive with the sound of laughter, as nearly 20 children, including me, played, studied, and even went on picnics together. The Vada still stands there today, near the same Mula River, alongside an old temple. This Vada, this river Mula, was our safe space. The river bank was our safe space, where we used to spend some time together, playing, watching some fish. Those were the times carved with beautiful moments, free of worries and stress. Those were indeed simple times. No smartphones, no endless hours in front of TV, just pure, unstructured play. And one of our favorite getaways was this riverbank. We never did much there, just sat by, chatting, sometimes playing. It was as if the river carried all our worries away with her gentle flow. But on that day, August 15th, the Mula I knew and loved so much, showed me a different side that I had never seen before. चला दीदी, लगेच घरी जायचंय आपल्याला. Come दीदी, we need to go home immediately. Ramdin, our watchman and helper, stood in front of me, his face very tense. I was at school for the flag hoisting ceremony and had planned to stay for some extra classes when I was suddenly called to the principal's office. And there stood Ramdin. But what happened, Ramdin? I asked. I need to stay back for my classes. In Marathi, he replied, पाणी आलंय जी घरी. वाड्यातून खूप पाणी आलंय. लगेच जायला सांगितलंय. खडकवासल्यात पाणी सोडलंय. The water is coming from all sides. The elders have asked you to come home immediately. They have released water from Khadakwasla Dam. It had been raining heavily for days together. I had heard all this happening before, but it was the first time I was experiencing it for myself, and I wasn't sure what and how to feel. When we reached the Wada, the site was chaotic. Water had already entered our house, rising above my knees. People were moving everything they could to the upper floors. Kitchen utensils, beds, wooden furniture, everything they can catch hold of. Our Wada was 3 stories high, a grand structure. So most of the families living on the ground floor had temporarily shifted upstairs. And my Vanar Sena, our little gang of kids, joined it, carrying whatever we could to the upper floors. We didn't grasp the seriousness of the situation then. To us, it was just another exciting adventure. Some of us even splashed around in the water, laughing, giggling, until the elders scolded us. The water was rising fast. It reached my waist. I felt a strange thrill until a siren blared through the air. An announcement followed, urging everyone to evacuate immediately. My mother had already packed our bags. Every family had done the same. We were heading to my uncle's house, far away from the river. As we walked over the bridge, I stopped. Beneath us was that Muda, which we loved, raging, swallowing the very place, the riverbank we used to play. From the bridge, we could see our Wada, our home, slowly disappearing under the murky water. I tugged at my Aji's side. Aji, how did this happen? Why did the water enter our house? Aji sighed, her voice heavy with concern. She explained me how heavy rains had forced the dam to release excess water, how buildings near the river, ours included, fell within the flood line, how cutting down trees and dumping debris into the riverbed has made things worse. Rains are becoming so unpredictable, she said. The world is changing. She folded her hands to pray to the angry river, as if telling her to calm down, forgive humans for their mindless acts. The next day, when the flood waters finally receded, we returned home. But home was no longer the same. The flood had left behind devastation, mud, wreckage, and a silence that felt unfamiliar. Our sweet, bustling Wada stood still, as if mourning what it had lost. And for the first time, I understood the true power of the river I had once thought as a friend. Thank you.
Very rightly said. The true call of the river means our deeds, when we, we're not respecting nature, because nature was giving us too much. It was a friend for you, for anyone who's staying. It's like we were just going through those scenes when you were narrating. So it was like reliving your, right? We were all, in fact, there are so many comments, true call of river. I was just going through the comments when you were saying this. So yeah, that is what. safe space doesn't mean it's just for, it's for all. I'll just quickly read out the comments.
Yes.
Purnimama says, happy to join. I can imagine, as we have faced in Patna many times. Rashmi, Sushma, then we have Shivali, all of them, commenting, welcoming you. And then Rashmi says, I can see through these days, flood flurry of, yes, of course. And it's very touching, the story is. And Neeta says, very heart touching story, Vrushali. And I love the way, because it was your true story. So it came from your deep heart. And beautiful story, says Spectrum team. Wait, I'm not able to go back to some of the comments. Maybe, yeah. Okay. So my quick question is, like we were discussing that our theme is on social safe space, and we've been as we started this collaboration. First of all, thanks to you for joining us as part of the collaboration. Today being the finale of our collaboration, Once Upon a Dozen and Spectrum, the autism group, awareness project, and also Katashtakam Storyteller. So the 12 storytellers, 12 writers, beautiful stories. So my first question to you is, what was in your mind when you selected this story for social space?
As I said in the beginning, Neena, that safe space is not a single space. It is all the surroundings that we talk about. Growing up, I'm sure everybody has that picture in their mind where they're surrounded by people and they have certain wonderful memories of places that they're grown up in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just hold on, just a moment. Huh?
Yeah. So I'll read the comments meanwhile. So Sushma says, moving, heart touching. Padma Priya says, beautiful story. Shraddha says, thank you for sharing this personal, heart touching story, Vrushali Amol. And Asta says, lovely. And Rashmi says, we all still need to learn from the story. Yes, of course. That's what we are watching every day.
Everybody. So as I was talking about safe spaces, you can imagine our childhood and the golden days where, it was all stress-free, breaking free of all worries, playing by the river of Murad River. And it was a very pure joy that we had experienced. And the river was one of our friends. The setting that the river flowing was a part of our childhood. And it provided a safe space for us. No, we were never worried. Even our parents were never worried whether we'll be safe by that river. And, that is why I think because we never experienced such kind of flow at Mula River. As we know, the rains are not really receding. The whole of India is now troubled, basically.
Yes.
Floods everywhere, lot of rains.
Yeah.
And we are seeing so much of devastation across India, right from to south, even in Maharashtra.
Yes. Yes.
So I thought this is the right time and the right story to think about this aspect of space, safe spaces.
Yes.
This nature, this habitat, this is our habitat, right?
Yes.
And along with us, this is the habitat of so many creatures.
Yes, true.
And when we are humans, having that brain power and power of changing things, we are changing it not for better.
Yes.
So we are changing the entire course of life for so many creatures, so many living beings along with us. I think, somewhere we need to understand that this earth, this world where we are living in is our space. If this world, this nature is, if it is safe, then only I think we will be safe.
Yes. So Spectrum Autism says, best wishes to Kathashtakam team. Cheers to many more to come. And Shraddha says, safe space is all the surroundings we have grown up in. Excellent. And Swati says, nature is a safe space if we coexist in harmony, and it is two-way of care. Very rightly said. Rashmi says, we need to take care of our nature. Yes, of course. We, in the haste of, catching the moon, technically we are advancing, at the same time harming our surroundings, and the after effects we are all watching through. Whatever is going on in India as of now in as natural calamities is one example for this. And Swati says, witness the impact of flash flood in Rishikesh and feel blessed to escape safely, rightly said. Shraddha says, thank you, Spectrum the Awareness Project, for initiating this collaboration with Kathashtakam Global and Enlit Kids to bring such valuable stories about safe social spaces. Thank you so much once again. So now, as we all know, Vrushali is not just an entrepreneur, a bookstore owner, or a Kathashtakam Global founder of, she's, I said, the list goes on. She is also an amazing author. So being part of Once Upon a Dozen, I truly feel honored to be hosting her. And are you all eager to listen to Vrushali's story, which is one of my favorite? So I'll not reveal what it is. Let's Vrushali say, talk about her story. And once she reads the story, there is one quick thing that I would like to ask. What was the thought behind when Once Upon a Dozen was in process in her mind? So a story, and then we'll listen to what. So over to you, Vrushali.
Just hold on.
Yeah.
This is the book that from which I will be reading a story.
Yeah.
And I have contributed thanks to all the members who have motivated me, inspired me to write. And this is again one of the stories that is very close to my heart. This is the story where this is about a little girl who is not really sure whether a dress suits her. I'm going to read out, and then we can talk about the book. Pari stood up and walked over the window. Outside, the neighborhood buzzed with usual evening sounds. Children laughing, women gossiping, street vendors calling out their wares. But inside her mind, all she could think of was the yellow color of the uniform. Yellow doesn't suit me, she thought, casting a furtive glance at her reflection in the mirror. Her brown complexion, warm and radiant in its own way, seemed at odds with the bright yellow fabric that now lay across her lap. She had heard so many comments before, in passing or at jokes, that how certain colors didn't match her darker skin tones. And now, wearing the uniform of her new house, she found herself dwelling on those words more than ever. Just then, a familiar voice called from the living room. Pari beta, where are you? And with this, I will leave you and to read the book and find out more about Pari and what did she do.
This is
Yes.
the illustration of Vrushali's story. The yellow dress you all can see on the chair, and Pari looking at it. So let's explore. Let's find out. If you're curious, you can procure the book. We have shared the link. So yeah. Now coming on to the part, what was the thought going on behind when Once Upon a Dozen was in process?
See, as you know, we are a group of storytellers, authors, and educators. Okay, this was founded 5 years back during COVID when we ran a certificate course for storytelling. And just to give the storytellers a platform, we started our YouTube channel. So till date, our YouTube channel is all about stories. And Kathashtakam tellers are telling stories through various events and initiatives on YouTube. Since we are blessed, to be very honest, I'm really blessed to have some accomplished and wonderful tellers and authors on board. And it is like, it's a pleasure to interact with them every single time. They bring to the table so meaningful stuff, it is very priceless stories or priceless interaction that we have through this network. So since we are so blessed and so accomplished in our own way, we thought of, creating anthology. Why not create some stories to read for children and as a reference for educators and parents? Because many times we come across parents who say that children are not reading or, they're glued to the screens.
Yeah.
So I always feel that it's not children, it's they have not really found the good book, the right book that they want to read. So through these stories, I think we are bringing about their emotions. They're talking about their day-to-day struggles. Even children have tough time nowadays.
Yeah.
Being a child is not really easy nowadays. So they have their own struggles. They have their own issues, which they are not able to talk about. And through these stories, I think we are touching on upon those particular issues or aspects of their childhood, where they resonate. Ha, ye mere saath hua tha. This is something that is even happening with me.
Yes.
Okay, and that is how the dialogue starts. So that is the whole idea behind this anthology. This is the second anthology, and 12 wonderful tellers writing for children. And I really request our audience to buy the copy from Amazon. It will be also a contribution to Kathashtakam Global Storytellers Collective.
Yes.
And we will be able to do more meaningful work through those funds.
Thank you so much, Vrushali, for joining us, and wishing many more of such collaborations and more, good collections of children's literature from Kathashtakam Global Tellers. And thanks to, and deep from my heart, I thank all the wonderful storytellers and authors who joined us for this collaboration, because we didn't know that within a blink of an eye, we are now to the finale. So thanks again to everyone. And every story has a beginning and end. Our story on safe social space is not coming to an end. And we heard stories on safe space for birds, animals, environment, emotions, mindfulness, and safety for all genders. I think we've covered almost every topic, and we were also discussing about safe space for elderly couples or elderly people. So looking forward for more stories on safe space. And if you have any story, please do share us with Spectrum the Awareness Project Facebook page live. And if you're ready to narrate as a storyteller, we are ready to host you. So with this note, thank you so much all for joining us, and looking forward for many beautiful stories in the coming sessions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.